All right, I'd like to talk to you perhaps about your children and perhaps about yourselves. One of the realities is that as long as we're breathing, neuroplasticity, that thing, that incredible thing that helps us all grow and develop, exists. We can continue to change our brain. So whether we're talking about one of your kids who's 3, or a teenager, or you as an adult, even you as a senior, we still have the ability to tap into neuroplasticity and not only change your brain, but change you, if you will, for the better. Development doesn't stop. You know, we've all kind of been raised with a perception that largely who we are, what we are, is a reflection of what we were born with, what our genetics are. All right. Well, you know, in truth, to a degree, that's true. However, that's mostly relative to how tall you're going to be, what color hair you're going to have. All right. To some degree, you know, what your structure is, and if you're going to have, you know, heart issues or whatever, those physical things are largely influenced by our genetics. However, our potential intelligence, our ability to learn, to think, to communicate, you know, those are all open for development. Right? Those things are a reflection of the specific input and opportunities you receive for your life. You know, we work with lots of kids and adults. Often the adults that we work with are the parents of children that we've worked with. Parents see what happens with their kids and say, wow, you know, if that can happen with little Johnny, you know, what can happen with me? You know, so, you know, we have parents who transform themselves and become truly exceptional. The foundation of how we function neurodevelopmentally, neurologically, is really a foundation of processing, that is, auditory and visual short-term memory, how much we can take in. Working memory, how many pieces of information we can manipulate. Executive function, which is part of the working memory, that provides us with the ability to organize, prioritize, inhibit things we don't want to do. Visualization, thinking in pictures, conceptualization, thinking in words, and long-term memory. You know, if you're an adult, you know, I'm going to upset you a little bit. You know, if you would, you know, after you listen to this, sit down and do some calculation, all right? If you've gone through high school, college, graduate degrees, give some guesstimate as to how many hours you have spent in your life trying to learn. And then I'm going to ask you the question, do you know how you learn? Do you know what your strengths are? Do you know where your learning inefficiencies are? Do you know how strong that short-term memory is, that working memory is? All those things that permit you to learn, all those things that give you the ability to access all that stuff out in the world, all right? And you went through all those years of school and never even discovered where you were. The reason that didn't happen, because generally the world doesn't know that you can change it. You know, and to me that's incredibly tragic. You know, neuroplasticity is something that's been known of since the 1800s. And it's not something that's being utilized and taken advantage of today. Right? So if we're talking about your children, we're talking about yourselves, it's incredibly important to understand that the only limitations you really have are the lack of opportunities that you receive. Okay? Fortunately, most of the foundational pieces that permit us all, if you will, to be smarter and function better are not terribly hard to change and develop. Okay? Not so hard. It doesn't take a lot of time. I would encourage you to look at the list of videos, articles that follow this, that are below here. Learn as much as you can about what we do. And if you have questions, give us a shout. We'll be happy to answer your questions. If it looks like we're a fit for you and we can help you by designing a very specific, targeted program for you, designed to fit you and your life or your child's life, give us a call. We'll be happy to help. Thanks.